Nobody expected Blue Ivy to become one of the biggest talking points of the night, but within minutes, the entire internet was watching. Every camera turned. Every social media page exploded. And suddenly, one simple question was everywhere. Is Blue Ivy stepping into a brand new chapter of her life? For years, Beyoncé and Jay-Z have protected their family's privacy more carefully than almost any celebrity couple in the world. That's why every public appearance by Blue Ivy attracts enormous attention. Fans analyze every smile, every outfit, every interaction, and every moment she shares with her famous parents. This time was no different. Some people saw a confident young woman growing into the spotlight. Others wondered whether the world was witnessing the beginning of something much bigger. Social media instantly split into two camps. Supporters celebrated her confidence, maturity, and growing presence. Critics questioned whether the spotlight surrounding such a young public figure had become too intense. Meanwhile, Beyoncé said very little. Blue Ivy said even less. Yet somehow, their silence became the biggest headline of all. So why has one appearance sparked millions of views, thousands of debates, and endless online discussion? Is this simply another viral celebrity moment? Or are we watching the next generation of one of music's most influential families gradually step into the spotlight? Stay with us until the end, because we'll break down what actually happened, why fans reacted so strongly, and how Blue Ivy has quietly become one of the most talked about young public figures in entertainment today. Because the more people talked about Blue Ivy, the more one question kept appearing across social media. When did she grow up? For years, the world has watched Blue Ivy Carter from a distance. She wasn't introduced to the public the way most celebrity children are. Instead, every appearance was carefully managed. Every photograph became international news. And every rare moment alongside Beyoncé and Jay-Z instantly dominated headlines. That's why her latest public appearance created such a powerful reaction. Within minutes, clips spread across TikTok, Instagram, X, and YouTube. Fans weren't just talking about what she was wearing. They were talking about her confidence, the way she carried herself, the way she interacted with cameras, and how comfortable she appeared standing beside two of the biggest names in entertainment. For many viewers, it felt like they were watching a completely different Blue Ivy. Not the little girl from family photos, but a young woman beginning to find her own place in the spotlight. That transformation caught millions of people by surprise. Meanwhile, Beyoncé remained exactly as fans have come to expect. Calm, composed, and incredibly protective. She didn't give lengthy interviews. She didn't respond to online debates. She simply allowed the moment to speak for itself. According to entertainment commentators, that's always been part of the Carter family's strategy. Rather than answering every headline, they let their public appearances tell the story. And once again, it worked. Social media exploded with praise from fans who admired Blue Ivy's poise and confidence. Others questioned whether so much attention on a young public figure was healthy. The debate quickly moved beyond fashion. It became a conversation about growing up in one of the most famous families in the world. Imagine being watched every time you step outside. Imagine millions of people analyzing your expressions, your body language, even the smallest details. That's a reality Blue Ivy has lived with since birth. Unlike most teenagers, she didn't choose public attention. She was born into it. And according to many observers, that makes every appearance much more significant. Meanwhile, fans also began reflecting on how much Blue Ivy has accomplished at such a young age. She has appeared on stage, participated in major performances, and gradually become more comfortable in front of enormous audiences. Many believe those experiences have helped shape the confidence people now see. Still, questions remain. Is Blue Ivy simply becoming more comfortable with public life? Or is she slowly preparing for a much bigger role in the entertainment world? Neither Beyoncé nor Jay-Z has publicly outlined any long-term plans for their daughter. That silence has only fueled curiosity. Because whenever the Carter family chooses not to explain something, the internet often fills in the blanks. And that's exactly what happened this time. Some fans believe Blue is simply enjoying special moments with her family. Others see the beginning of a new chapter. Whatever the future holds, one thing is already clear. Blue Ivy is no longer just known as Beyoncé and Jay-Z's daughter. She's becoming a public figure in her own right. And in the next chapter, we'll look at why her growing confidence has captured so much attention, and why every appearance continues to spark conversation around the world. But here's where the story becomes even more interesting. Because Blue Ivy didn't become one of the internet's biggest young stars overnight. This has been years in the making. Long before people started calling her a future superstar, Blue was quietly learning how to handle something most adults never experience: the spotlight. Imagine growing up knowing that every time you walk into a room, thousands of cameras immediately turn toward you. Every smile becomes a headline. Every expression becomes a viral clip. Every appearance is analyzed by millions of strangers online. That's been Blue Ivy's reality since the day she was born. And according to entertainment commentators, very few celebrity children have faced that level of public attention. What surprised many fans isn't just that Blue appears more confident today. It's how naturally she seems to handle enormous crowds. Whether she's walking beside Beyoncé, standing next to Jay-Z, or appearing at major public events, she carries herself with a calmness that many viewers have noticed. Social media reacted immediately. Some fans described her as poised beyond her years. Others simply couldn't believe how much she had grown. Video after video began trending. People compared recent appearances with clips from just a few years ago. The difference was impossible to ignore. Meanwhile, Beyoncé has continued following the parenting approach she's spoken about for years. She has consistently tried to give her children as much privacy as possible despite living under constant public attention. That's why every appearance still feels rare. And when those appearances do happen, the internet pays attention. Many entertainment writers believe that's one reason Blue generates so much discussion. People aren't seeing her every week. They are seeing carefully chosen public moments. That naturally creates curiosity. At the same time, another conversation began spreading online. Not about Blue herself, but about expectations. What happens when your parents are two of the most successful entertainers in history? Do people expect you to follow the same path? Or should you be allowed to discover your own? Fans remain divided. Some already imagine Blue pursuing music, acting, or fashion one day. Others hope she chooses a completely different life away from celebrity. The truth is, only Blue knows what she wants. And neither Beyoncé nor Jay-Z has publicly announced any career plans for their daughter. For now, everything else remains speculation. Still, one thing has become clear. Blue Ivy is no longer simply appearing beside famous parents. People are beginning to recognize her as an individual. Someone with her own personality, her own confidence, and eventually, her own story. But according to many entertainment observers, the most fascinating chapter may still be ahead. Because if her recent appearances are any indication, the world may only be seeing the very beginning of Blue Ivy's public journey. But if you think Blue Ivy's growing confidence happened by accident, Think again. Because according to entertainment commentators, one of the biggest reasons people are fascinated by Blue isn't simply who her parents are. It's how carefully the Carter family has managed public attention over the years. Unlike many celebrity families that constantly share their personal lives online, Beyoncé and Jay-Z have always taken a different approach. Very few interviews. Very few family photos. Very few personal details. That strategy has made every public appearance feel like an event. And every time Blue steps into the spotlight, millions of people immediately start paying attention. Meanwhile, fans have noticed something else. Blue Ivy looks far more comfortable than she did just a few years ago. Body language experts and entertainment writers have pointed out how relaxed she appears in front of cameras compared to her earlier public appearances. She smiles more naturally. She poses with greater confidence. And she no longer seems overwhelmed by the enormous attention surrounding her. That transformation hasn't gone unnoticed. Across social media, thousands of comments praised her maturity and confidence. Many fans even said she carries herself with the same quiet confidence that has defined Beyoncé's public image for decades. Others believe she has developed her own unique personality, one that isn't simply a reflection of either parent. And that's exactly why public interest continues growing. People aren't just watching Beyoncé anymore. They are watching the next generation. Meanwhile, another question keeps appearing online. Will Blue Ivy eventually enter the entertainment industry full-time? Some fans hope she'll become a singer. Others imagine acting, fashion, business, or perhaps something completely unexpected. The truth is, nobody outside the Carter family knows. Neither Beyoncé nor Jay-Z has publicly announced any long-term plans for Blue's future. For now, she's simply growing up while the world watches. And according to many observers, that alone is enough to generate enormous public curiosity. Because growing up in one of the world's most famous families isn't something anyone can truly prepare for. Every achievement becomes headline news. Every appearance becomes a trending topic. Every moment becomes another chapter people want to analyze. Yet despite all the attention, Blue Ivy has continued appearing remarkably composed. And perhaps that's the biggest reason fans remain so fascinated. Not because of rumors. Not because of speculation. But because she's gradually showing the world that she can handle extraordinary attention with confidence beyond her years. Still, many believe the most important decisions haven't even been made yet. Because sooner or later, Blue Ivy will choose her own path. Whether that path leads toward music, business, fashion, or something completely different, it will be her decision. And according to entertainment insiders, that's the moment millions of people will be watching most closely. Because that's when Blue Ivy will truly step out of the shadow of being Beyoncé and Jay-Z's daughter, and begin building a legacy entirely her own. And that's where this story takes another unexpected turn. Because the more Blue Ivy appears in public, the more people stop asking, whose daughter is she? And start asking, who is Blue Ivy becoming? According to entertainment commentators, that's one of the biggest shifts taking place right now. For years, every headline centered on Beyoncé and Jay-Z. Now, Blue is beginning to generate headlines on her own. Not because she's giving interviews. Not because she's chasing attention. But because every appearance leaves people talking. Some fans admire her confidence. Others notice how calm she remains despite being surrounded by flashing cameras and worldwide attention. And many believe that's no coincidence. Growing up around two global superstars has given Blue a front-row seat to one of the most demanding industries in the world. She's watched international tours, award shows, movie premieres, fashion events, and countless performances. According to entertainment writers, very few teenagers have experienced that kind of environment from such an early age. Perhaps that's why she appears so comfortable in situations that would overwhelm most people. Meanwhile, Beyoncé continues doing something she's always done: protecting her family's privacy whenever possible. Despite living under constant public attention, she rarely discusses her children in detail. She lets their actions speak louder than interviews. That strategy has worked for years. It has allowed Blue to grow gradually instead of being pushed into the spotlight all at once. Still, the internet remains fascinated. Every new appearance creates thousands of reaction videos. Fashion pages analyze every outfit. Entertainment channels discuss every public moment. And fan accounts celebrate every milestone. That's the reality of being part of one of entertainment's most recognizable families. But according to many observers, the biggest challenge still lies ahead. Because attention only grows stronger with age. The older Blue becomes, the greater public curiosity becomes. The more people begin wondering what comes next. Will she eventually release music? Will she pursue acting? Will she build her own business empire? Or will she surprise everyone by choosing an entirely different path? Nobody knows. And perhaps that's exactly why interest continues growing. Because mystery creates curiosity. Curiosity creates conversation. And conversation keeps millions of people watching. One thing, however, seems increasingly clear. Blue Ivy is slowly creating her own identity. Not by trying to replace Beyoncé. Not by trying to imitate Jay-Z. But simply by growing into herself. According to many entertainment commentators, that's what fans are responding to most. They are watching someone mature in real time. Someone learning how to navigate extraordinary fame while still discovering who she wants to become. And in our final chapter, we'll explore why Blue Ivy may be entering the most important stage of her public journey yet, and why many people believe the next few years could define the future of the Carter family's next generation. Part 5 of Final. And that may be the biggest reason millions of people continue watching Blue Ivy so closely. Not because of who her parents are, but because she's beginning to create a story that's entirely her own. For years, the world has known her as Beyoncé and Jay-Z's daughter. Now, many entertainment commentators believe she's slowly becoming recognized for something different. Her confidence, her stage presence, and the calm way she handles a level of attention that most adults would find overwhelming. Every public appearance becomes a trending topic. Every photograph is shared across social media. Every moment sparks thousands of comments. Yet through all the attention, Blue has remained remarkably composed. According to entertainment observers, that's one of the most impressive parts of her journey. Growing up under constant public attention isn't easy. Every decision is discussed. Every outfit is analyzed. Every appearance becomes headline news. But despite all of that, Blue Ivy continues appearing more comfortable each time she's seen in public. Meanwhile, Beyoncé and Jay-Z have continued following the same strategy they've used for years. Protect what matters most. Keep family life as private as possible. And allow their children to grow at their own pace. That approach has helped Blue develop gradually instead of being forced into the spotlight all at once. Of course, the public will continue speculating about what comes next. Will she eventually release music? Will she explore acting? Will she enter fashion or business? Or will she choose a completely different path away from entertainment? Right now, nobody outside the Carter family truly knows. And perhaps that's exactly how they want it. Because mystery has always been part of the Carter brand. They rarely announce every move. They simply let the work speak for itself. As for Blue, she still has plenty of time to decide what kind of future she wants. Whether she follows in her parents' footsteps or creates a completely different path. The decision will ultimately be hers. And that's something many fans respect. Because every young person deserves the opportunity to discover their own identity. Not the one the internet creates for them. For now, one thing seems undeniable. Blue Ivy has already become one of the most talked about young public figures in entertainment. Not through controversy. Not through constant interviews. But through confidence, quiet presence, and the curiosity that naturally surrounds one of the world's most famous families. The next chapter of her story hasn't been written yet. But whenever she decides to take that next step, millions of people around the world will be watching. What do you think? Has Blue Ivy already shown signs that she's ready to build her own legacy? Do you think she'll eventually follow Beyoncé and Jay-Z into music? Or do you see her choosing a completely different career? Share your thoughts in the comments below, we'd love to hear your opinion. And if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest celebrity stories, entertainment news, and exclusive deep dives. Thanks for watching. And we'll see you in the next video.